Hello everyone, welcome to our sports news channel. Leave your like and thank you. We finally made it to MLB Opening Day 2023. After one of the most exciting preludes to a regular season in recent memory, from off-season chaos to players and fans learning baseball's new rules and enjoying faster-paced games to an epic World Baseball Classic, it's time to play ball. What did we see, and what did we learn in the first day of games as the season gets started? We have you covered with the best moments from the day's 15 games, as well as takeaways from each matchup. Oakland Athletics 2, Los Angeles Angels 1. It's always best to resist the temptation to draw sweeping conclusions from opening day, but when the topic is Shohei Ohtani and the Angels, resistance is both futile and impossible. Especially this season, with Ohtani's pending free agency serving as an ongoing referendum on the entire franchise. And so it begins, in a familiar display of individual excellence amid team-wide ineptitude. Ohtani was phenomenal, throwing 6 shutout innings, striking out 10 and allowing just 2 hits. The Angels, collectively, could only manage 1 run, and it was aided by an A's error and a wild pitch. The A's scored 2 runs off reliever Aaron Liu in the 8th, and once again another of Ohtani's remarkable performances was lost to the mists of time. The one moment bound to live beyond the night came from Angels right fielder Hunter Renfroe, who made a no-look, behind-the-back catch on a savage liner off the bat of Jace Peterson. Just as Renfroe appeared resigned to playing it off the wall, it landed in his glove. "Wasn't a good catch," he said, "but a weird catch." Tim Keown. Los Angeles Dodgers 8, Arizona Diamondbacks 2. I don't think the Dodgers exactly need added incentive for 2023, they've been too successful to need some sort of psychological boost, but given all the predictions that the Dodgers' neighbors to the south are more likely to head to the World Series, well, let's admit it has to be a little weird even for them to see the Dodgers viewed as the underdogs in the NL West. It's understandable, the 5-9 batters of the opening day lineup are basically all new, including rookies Miguel Vargas and James Outman, but it didn't stop them on Thursday. The Dodgers beat a good pitcher in Zach Gallen and got 6 hits, 3 walks and 5 runs from those bottom 4 hitters, with Outman hitting a 2-run homer and scoring 3 runs. Don't dismiss that this may end up, once again, as one of the best lineups in the majors. David Schoenfield. Colorado Rockies 7, San Diego Padres 2. Xander Bogaerts debuted with 3 hits, and that's about all that went right in what was probably the most anticipated opening day in Padres history. The local fans who filled a rain-soaked Petco Park saw Blake Snell work around too much damage to complete 5 innings, the low-leverage segment of the Padres' bullpen struggle to keep the game within reach, and a much-hyped offense mostly languish against German Marquez and the Rockies' relievers. Juan Soto went hitless in 4 at-bats and heard boos after deciding not to dive for a softly hit, 2-out RBI single that fell directly in front of him. There will be better nights in San Diego this season. This one, though, belonged to C.J. Cron, the Rockies' first baseman who homered twice, accumulated 4 hits and drove in 5 of his team's 7 runs. David Schoenfield. Seattle Mariners 3, Cleveland Guardians 0. A sellout crowd in Seattle. A first pitch featuring Ken Griffey Jr., Gary Payton, Marshawn Lynch, Casey Keller and Jewel Lloyd. A gem from Luis Castillo. A Ty France 3-run homer in the 8th that just cleared the fence in right field to break a scoreless tie. 3 scoreless innings from the bullpen. The Mariners are dreaming big, and this is the likely roadmap to winning: terrific starting pitching, clutch late-game relief, like the past 2 seasons, and just enough offense. France in the 3-hole will be vital to that offensive success. He made the All-Star team last year when he hit .308 and slugged .470 in the first half, but injuries to his elbow and wrist suffered in a collision at first base affected his production in the second half. and he hit just .229. With Julio Rodriguez in front of him and Teoscar Hernandez behind him, France needs to be that third big bat. David Schoenfield. Chicago White Sox 3, Houston Astros 2. The last time we saw the Houston relievers, they were carving through opposing hitters in the postseason with cruel efficiency. On a night when the Astros celebrated their World Series championship at Minute Maid Park, the bullpen did not pick up where it left off. Yasmani Grandal homered off Rafael Montero to tie the game in the 8th, and then Andrew Vaughn doubled in 2 runs off Ryan Presley in the 9th. Indeed, with the rotation minus Justin Verlander, Dusty Baker needs another dominant year from his pen. He didn't get it in the opener. Dylan Cease, meanwhile, did pick up where he left off after finishing second in last year's Cy Young voting, striking out 10 and retiring 18 in a row at one point before ultimately getting a no decision. David Schoenfield. Toronto Blue Jays 10, St. Louis Cardinals 9. We have our game of the day. 19 runs, 34 hits, multiple late-inning lead changes, Tyler O'Neill homering for the 4th consecutive opening day and a 5-hit game from George Springer, including the game-tying blooper in the top of the 9th. More of this, thank you very much, even if it lasts 3 hours and 36 minutes. Not a great debut for the Cardinals bullpen as late-game relievers Andre Pallant, Jordan Hicks, and Ryan Helsley all surrendered runs. Hicks even knocked catcher Wilson Contreras out of the game when Contreras whiffed on catching one of Hicks' 103 mph fastballs, and the ball hit him in the knee. Contreras will remember his first official game in a Cardinals uniform for all the wrong reasons. David Schoenfield. Pittsburgh Pirates 5, Cincinnati Reds 4. O'Neal Cruz and Hunter Green will be competing as division rivals for the next 6 years, so while the Pirates and Reds aren't exactly favored to make the playoffs, these two young stars are worth keeping an eye on because the spectacular may happen at any time. Round 1 in 2023 goes to Cruz, as he launched a 425-foot home run off a Green 101 mph heater. Green racked up the K's 8 in 3.1 innings, but the command he showed down the stretch in 2022 wasn't present, and it led to an early exit. He did, however, throw 44 pitches at 100+ mph, which, well, velocity isn't everything. David Schoenfield. Texas Rangers 11, Philadelphia Phillies 7. The Rangers are a popular pick to make a leap in the American League, and while Jacob deGrom gathered plenty of headlines leading into opening day, new manager Bruce Bochy has to like what he saw from his offense. A solid approach produced 10 hits and 6 walks as a 9-run 4th inning changed the dynamic of the game. Perhaps it made fans forget deGrom's forgettable performance. He simply couldn't put guys away after the first inning as the Phillies pummeled him with opposite field extra base hits, 5 of them in total, chasing him from the game after just 3.2 innings. He gave up 5 runs in his Rangers debut. Thankfully his offense picked him up. Texas is an intriguing team with a veteran, know-how-to-do-it manager. Jesse Rogers. New York Mets 5, Miami Marlins 3. Max Scherzer vs. Sandy Alcantara was the must-see pitching matchup of the day, and while that didn't end up materializing, this game had a little bit of everything. Mets owner Steve Cohen hung out in right field with the Mets fan club's 7-line army. Jeff McNeil was given a strike because Pete Alonso took too long to get back to first base. The Mets blew a 3-0 lead but rallied as Brandon Nimmo hit a go-ahead 2-run double. In the absence of Edwin Diaz, David Robertson got the save. The biggest Mets news of the day, however, came before the game when Justin Verlander went on the IL, joining Diaz and Jose Quintana. Mets fans will enjoy the win and then start sweating Verlander's injury on Friday. David Schoenfield.